Hi everyone, it's Dave here at Holiday for Two, and today I want to show you some ways to save time and money on planning your next camping trip. And so this video I'm going to title Camping on the Cheap. And hey, who doesn't want to save some time and money, right? So let's get to it. Camping on the cheap.
So someday when my ship comes in, I know just what we'll do. We'll pack our bags and quit our jobs and have a holiday for two.
Tip number 1, camp local. Find a place that's within an hour's drive or 50 or 60 miles of where you live. This is your first tip. This will save time and save money, especially these days with gas. So camp local. Maybe you're new to the area and maybe you really don't know where the campsites are. So in this video, I'm going to put a section in the video right after this where I'll show you a couple of websites that you can go to find campsites or free boondocking sites. Also dump stations if you have a need to dump a gray tank or a black tank on your trailer or camper. So those are First thing I want to show you is an easy way to find campsites near any location you want to search for. So what you do is go to Google Maps, and then when you go up in the search bar, type campsites near and then pick any city you want. In this case, I picked Tucson, Arizona, and just hit search and it will come up with all kinds of campgrounds near Tucson. Now I'm familiar with Tucson, so I'll show you a couple of campgrounds that are within an hour's drive. And most of these campgrounds are probably even closer than that. So let me zoom in on a couple of campgrounds that are near Tucson and show you what I'm talking about. Some of these are going to be RV parks and some of these will be actual campgrounds. Now Tucson has the luxury of having mountains that are close by within an hour's drive. So that's kind of nice. In the summertime when it's hot and the temperatures climb up, it's nice to get up to higher altitudes and find some good campgrounds. Now I know pretty familiar with this area and I know many campgrounds like Spencer Canyon. Here's another one down here. There'll be Molina Canyon. Should be Rose. There it is, Rose Canyon Lake Campground, and there's a nice little lake there called Rose Canyon Lake. If you want to see the area, go down to where it says satellite, click on satellite, and you can actually zoom in closer to get a look at the campground from the air. Alright, so let me back out. I always like to search in terrain mode. It just helps me see the locations a little better. Let's go into another campsite that I know of that's an actual campground in Tucson. It's called Gilbert Ray Campground, and I really like this place. I've been there many times, and I'll show you some things about Gilbert Ray. If you're ever in the Tucson area and you want a nice campground that has lots of sites available, I'll show you that one. Let's go up and show it. Now here's the cool thing about Gilbert Ray. There's 130 RV sites with 30 amp hookups. 5 sites that are designated for tents only. But get this, camping fees $10 a night for tents and $20 per night for trailers and RVs. And some other information. Now that is with hookups. That's something you don't find. That's one of those kind of treasures that you don't find very often. $20 a night for trailers and RVs. So I hope that helps you if you want to find campgrounds near a location that you want to travel to, or maybe your own city. You've never really explored the city where you live. Do a web search, type in campsites near me or campsites near the city you want to look for. Hope that helps. Okay, well let's suppose you're looking for some free campsites, boondocking, maybe places to spend the night somewhere along the road. Here's a website that's very popular and a lot of people know this website. It's freecampsites.net. So I'm going to take you there. If you've never been here before, it's very easy. You enter a location of a place that you want to travel to. So again, I'm going to use Tucson as an example. Type in the name of the city and the state, and then hit search, and it'll take you in near Tucson and show you some places in Tucson. You can zoom in on the map or zoom out, look around. Some of the campsites that I showed you previously are on here, such as Gilbert Ray Campground. You start zooming in here, you might find that show up. There's also dispersed camping. Let's get this off of there. Tucson, there we go. If you go into some spots here, it'll show you some dispersed campsites. And in the more stars, the better quality it is. Free dry camping just off Highway 86. Here's another one. Old Ajo Highway Campground, 4 stars. If you click on the square right there, you can go to some reviews where people have actually stayed there, and some of the reviews will tell you the positives and negatives. It's always good to read through the reviews and take a look at them. Sometimes, if you're lucky, they'll even show you pictures or videos, in this case, of the campsite. So read through those and get an idea of what you're in for. All right, so that's one way to find free campsites near where you live, and you just spend some time looking through those, and be sure to read the reviews. And of course, Tucson and Phoenix have a lot in common, because in the summertime you want to find higher elevations, and in the wintertime you want to find places in the desert to camp because it's the temperature. And it also gives you a little forecast for the next 5 days for the temperature forecast, which is nice. Okay, so that's freecampsites.net. Check it out. A website that also is well known among campers and RVers is Compendium, an excellent website. This one has so many things that you can check out on it. And search the site. It has RV parks, free camping, national parks, forests, state parks, and even blogs that you can read through that people share. So this one has a wealth of information, but I'm going to focus just where it says free camping and click on there. Then you want to type in, click on what state you are interested in going to, whether it's Arizona, Florida, Oregon, Texas, Utah, so on. Search the site, type in a city, let's say Tucson again, and see what shows up. Tucson, Arizona. And lo and behold, look at that. It gives you lots of information for Tucson. It gives you, of course, the RV parks, places that you can buy supplies for your RV. But here's one thing I really like about this. If you are traveling through Tucson and you want to find a dump station, it shows you where dump sites are that you can take advantage of, like the Pilot Travel Center or the Speedway gas station. So those are places where you can stop on the way through, or if you live there, you can take your rig there and dump your holding tank. So those are some good tips and information for you on that. And the little blue icons with the trailer are usually RV parks. Let's see if I can find some of the campgrounds. Yes, when you get up like in the mountains here, it'll show you some of the campgrounds that I showed you earlier. There's Spencer Canyon. And it gives you, click on there, it'll give you information about Spencer Canyon Campground. Like I said, Compendium has a wealth of information, good to go to if you want to check out and look at campsites ahead of time and get an idea of what they provide as far as amenities. And you can even click on satellite view, which again I like because it'll show you the area around the campsite so you can see what you're in for. Spencer Canyon is a lovely campground, sort of at the top of Mount Lemmon. I want to say it's probably about 6,900 feet, maybe 7,000 feet. So in the summertime, this is a nice little campground, $24 for a campsite, not bad. So check it out. That's Compendium. Compendium.com. Tip number 2, meal plan. Plan your meals ahead of time. And that might mean sitting down and figuring out how many days you're going to be gone, and then write a list up of the days that you're going to be gone. If you're going to be gone on Friday night, Saturday, and coming back Sunday, then you want to plan for those meals. Dinner Friday night, breakfast, lunch, and dinner for Saturday, and breakfast on Sunday. And then when you go to the store to buy your food, only buy the food that you need for the trip. You know, one of the funny things is when you go to the store to buy food for camping, it's usually right after work, right? And so here's me going to the store. I'm like, oh, I need this. Oh, this looks good. Oh, this looks good. Oh, a bag of chips. Oh, hot dogs, hamburgers, chicken. And pretty soon you're buying all kinds of stuff that you really don't need. So just plan your meals on a list, and then when you go to the store, take your list with you and only buy the items that you have on your list. I can't tell you how many times my wife and I in the past have went camping and bought groceries for the trip and then came back and the motorhome was still full of about half of the food that we bought. So buy only what you need, and it will help save you time and money, and when you get home you will have less to unpack. And this is a big one. You want to save money on gas? There are ways to save money on gas. One of the ways that I do it is I have got myself a Fry's fuel card. But a lot of stores in the Phoenix area, there's a lot of Fry's, and there are Fry's gas stations. So you can use those points that you get when you're shopping at Fry's and pay for gas and save money on gas. Sometimes as much as 70 cents a gallon if you go to the Fry's fuel stations. Also, another way to save money on gas is going to like Costco or Sam's Club, or some of the other. Safeway has some deals where you can get points. Any way you can save money on gas like that is a great way to save some money. Tip number 4. This is going to take a little bit of time initially to set up, but boy, it will save you time in the long run. And that is organize your gear. If you're camping out of your pickup truck, or if you're camping in a camper or trailer, get your stuff organized and put in the camper, or put in what we used to do when we would camp in the back of our truck is we would get we'd get those big plastic crates, and we would put everything in them that we would want to take with us camping. Flashlights, lanterns, fire starters, sometimes even the sleeping bags and air mattresses. We put everything in plastic crates or wrap them up in garbage bags and tie them so they didn't get dusty while they're in the back of the truck. One big worry when we go camping is, did I pack this or did I pack that? Did I pack the fire starters? Did I pack the flashlights? So if you have everything packed in crates or packed away, like we would pack everything in the motorhome ahead of time. In a bin underneath the motorhome, there's a big area where I keep everything packed. And that way I know that I have everything with me that I need when we go camping. So pack your gear ahead of time. One other item I forgot about meal planning is the one thing that my wife likes to do is to cook meals ahead of time. Like if we're going to have a big breakfast and we know we want to have sausage and eggs and bacon, you can cook all that at home ahead of time, a day or two, put it in Ziploc bags, and then you can either freeze it or just put it in the refrigerator if it's not too far ahead of time. And then when you go camping, just throw that bag in the ice chest, and when you wake up on Saturday morning, just unload it on a little stove or a skillet, heat it up, and you're good to go. So that'll save you a lot of time in preparing food. I hope these tips help you, and have fun camping, because it's a great way to get outdoors and enjoy yourself on a weekend when you want to get away from work. Yeah, I think that'll do it. Stop.